every single game.
Yep.
All right, you're an idiot.
Here we go. Welcome to the Pompey Pod with Mike, Dan, and Tolly. We're all here. Evening, gents.
Good evening.
Evening.
You having a quick game of tennis there, Dan?
Yep.
So we're here to talk about the Preston game, which we'll get onto very shortly on that horrendous pitch. But before we get to there, two things. One is we've hit 1,000 subscribers, lads. We've been talking about it for a few weeks now, but we've hit it. We've surpassed just over 1,000. So thank you to everybody who subscribes. Please pass the pod around.
On YouTube.
And on YouTube, that is. Yes, we're over 2,000 on Facebook. We've got about 12 people who follow us on X. But there you go. And if you are a subscriber, even if you're not a subscriber, you can get involved in the Postbag, which is where we will start. Here's some choice comments from some of our regulars, gents. And we will start with one of our most regulars, Teresa Moore. Teresa says, amongst other things, she says, sad in the way that Lang went because he's one of my favourite players. But when you think about it, £2 million plus for an injury-prone player is great business, which it is, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Yep.
We paid what? I think we only paid like $500,000 for him as well, didn't we? So in 2 seasons to get 4 times as much for him. It's rumored around 2 million, isn't it? We don't know exactly how much we got and whether Wigan got anything on a sell-on clause. But yeah, I think so. 11 games in 12 months. Time to move on, isn't it?
Yep. Save the wages as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shame, but yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I liked Lang, and he gave everything whilst he played. And I will have to change my background, as Tolly pointed out just before we started. But yeah, onwards and upwards. Brian Nichols, 52. Maybe Williams as well. And Williams was in there somewhere. Just get rid of most of it.
It's your fault, Mike.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Maybe this is the injury list behind me. Just a few. It's like a curse thing, isn't it? Brian Nichols, 5246 says just a few comments on the transfer window. I think we did well. Adams and Ali look very good. Brown, Caballero, and Caballero. I don't know, is it Caballero? And Dia. We will find out soon. On the lack of spending big is no guarantee success. Leicester pay players 5 times as much as we do. Are they 5 times as good? Gents?
No. Well, I think they probably are, aren't they? But they're just not having a very good season.
Not a very good season. Yeah, well, I think there's. Yeah, I think you do get what you pay for to a degree, don't you?
Yeah.
And on the whole, I imagine the quality is probably better overall. But yeah, certainly form-wise, they're not. The majority of Leicester's players would be Premier League players, but 5 times good. Don't know. John Roberts 9053 says our passing from midfield at the top end of the pitch is looking much better. Precision balls along the ground instead of hopeful crosses in the air.
Did he make that comment before the Preston game?
That was before the Preston game. Difficult to pass on that pitch, though, at Preston, wasn't it?
True.
As we will see when we come to the highlights in just a moment. Dave West 966 says, I think that is sensible not to splash too much cash in January where players are often overpriced as long as we fill the positions we need to. And I think we've kind of done that on the whole, haven't we? We'll talk about transfers a little bit later in more depth, but I think we've kind of covered the players that we needed to get in. Would you say?
Well, it still remains to be seen, doesn't it? We've certainly filled them with people. It's whether they're good enough.
Yeah, I guess. Team P says, I think Ali deserves a bit more credit. Now, this is on the point where we talked about against West Brom that he hit it straight at the keeper and it went through his legs and it was a little bit of a lucky goal. But Team P says, I think Ali deserves a bit more credit. I think he's done the keeper between the legs there.
I don't think that's ever. I mean, they say that quite a lot, don't they, about people when they put it through the keeper's legs? They say, "Oh, he's done that deliberately," but I'm not sure. No, I'm never sure.
No, keeper's fault, isn't it? Surely, the last thing the keeper is.
Yeah. I mean, if he has, then fair play to him. But I'm not so sure that somebody deliberately tries to find that tiny gap when they're 10 yards out.
At an angle like that.
Tight angle.
Like that. Yeah. But,
yeah, well, fair play if he did, but I'm not overly convinced. Visible Comment says it was a ploy all along. You guys will like this one. This was obviously pre Preston, as we will come to a little bit later. But it was a ploy all along. Chappers was playing bang average so that he didn't get recalled. Leaves it to the last game of the transfer window to ensure he stays at Pompey. Masterclass on and off the pitch. Now,
still doing it, is he?
Yeah, he's returned.
Someone tell him the transfer window shut.
Yeah, and he's now staying. He's staying. He can start playing now. Mark Southern, finally, last but not least, Mark Southern 8888 says, "I will never forget Callum Lang's show, the Callum Lang show against Coventry last season when he scored all 4 goals. However, at least it proves that Pompey aren't the only club who buy injury-prone players." And I suppose on the plus side, at least we don't pay a couple of £1 million for our injury-prone players. You won't be injury-prone now, though, will he? It'll be interesting to see if he actually goes for like a season or so without any injuries.
He will if he plays on that pitch every week.
Yeah, it was a horrendous pitch.
I think it will be. I think it will be interesting to see what players are like when they're away from Pompey's training ground.
Yeah, I think so. I think it'd be, if he can stay injury free, will it be the training ground? Will it be the training methods? Who knows? But we did play Preston at the weekend. Gents, talk us through this, if you will.
How long is it? A minute, 2 minutes. 2 minutes of don't get me started on this already. Jeez.
Did you think that was a pen?
Penalty and it's a red card. I mean, even most of the Preston fans were saying, yeah, we got away with that one. And even, if that was me, if it happened to Pompey, just be honest and just say, yeah, it was definitely a penalty. But I think he's gone for the ball. He hasn't got the ball. He's taken Segicic down. He hasn't touched the ball. So it's like Massinho said, it's either a penalty or it's a corner. And he's given a goal kick, which is just the strange thing. And I think the referee was unsighted, which a couple of people have pointed out that he had a player directly in front of him. But I don't know. I just think that's just an easy one to give, isn't it?
Mm.
You'd think, wouldn't you? You'd think it should be. Yeah. What about? So we're looking at a few of the chances here. I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to reserve my opinion on the penalty incident until in just a moment because I've got a few things to say on this game, but I'm going to save them for for my own special rendition.
Red ball in, no one there. Oh no, that's not that one.
Oh, the corners. So they obviously that was obviously the tactic, wasn't it?
Yeah,
was to put it on the keeper. But I think again that just shows the lack of. I nearly lost my head at this point. I was like, even though we were losing anyway and we lost the game, I just thought, please don't. The corners was obviously a conscious thing. They'd obviously been working on it. They obviously singled out something with that keeper, get the ball in on the keeper every time. But yeah, I think that just shows the lack of plan B that we have in our team, in that we had 14 corners and every single one of them was trying to do that. And it's like, come on. I mean, I used to coach kids football and we had 2 or 3 different types of corner that we would do. And if one doesn't work, you try the next one the next time round. But I don't know, it just seems strange that it was just that seemed to be the tactic. And when 4 of them go out of play, you've got to say to yourselves, right, hold on, this isn't working. Either somebody else needs to take the corner or we got to try something else here. Yeah. That's not to me, is it? Surely
no, not at all. Not at all. I think a lot of people would say the same thing, wouldn't they? anything else on that game, gents? Because I just watching it again, just it brought back to the bubble, the anger, the rage that I had. I don't think I've been that angry at a game for a long time.
So a couple of things. The corners, inexcusable. Failing to finish when we're 6 yards out and air kicking. But the other thing that really annoyed me was stitching up Schmidt about 3 or 4 times with sloppy, or just not even sloppy, just not even back passes, just little touches that went nowhere, and put Schmidt in all sorts of problems, which, to be fair to him, he managed to deal with, but just shouldn't happen. And I know the pitch was cut up and whatever, but within 5 or 10 minutes, you get the lay of that, and you adjust accordingly.
Yeah, and you I don't buy this thing where people say, "Oh, the pitch is the same for both teams." Yes, it is, but if you're the team that plays on it every other week, then you get used to that a lot easier, don't you? And not being funny, that pitch for this level of this day and age, that's an unacceptable pitch, wasn't it? Particularly out on the what was our left wing in the second half. It's particularly bad, wasn't it? Really, really bad. That's the sort of pitch you'd see 20, 30 years ago, which they'd play on most weeks. But I know we can't really talk, can we, when we've called off 2 games due to frozen pitch and waterlogged pitch. But the pitch, really, the surface was unacceptable. Before I go off on one, anyone got anything else to add?
Well, no, I was just going to say that I think it sums up our squad in that it's another game where the opposition are really poor and they're there for the taking, and we don't get any points from it. And I think what sort of summed it up for me was when we're bringing subs on late in the game and we're bringing people like Pack and Swift on, and I haven't got a problem, not with Pack particularly, but they're not players that are going to turn the game. When you're 1-0 down, they're not players that are going to come on and do something to win us the game or get us a point. And I just think that just sums up the squad. And I think we are a much better team. The last 5 or 6 games, we've been much better than we were. But we're still just lacking those 2 or 3 quality players that can make a difference.
Yeah. What did you make of Caballero on his brief appearance?
Not much, really. I don't think.
I think he looked all right. He put a few challenges in. He had a shot that was blocked pretty much point blank that looked like it was a decent effort.
Got behind that, didn't he?
He did get behind it. But yeah, we'll see. He didn't really have enough time to show what he can do yet.
I was trying to find the stats there for when he came on, because he came on quite late. I thought it was kind of, he could have potentially come on a little early. Yeah, but it was 75, 78-ish, wasn't it? So here's the things that I kind of highlighted, and I'm going to repeat a few of the things, but I'm going to start with the obvious. The corners just unacceptable, weren't they? It's bad enough, and we ran on here, and I know Dan, we've spoken about this often, but when a professional footballer can't beat the first man on a corner, that's bad enough. But when you can't even get it on the pitch 4 times, that's ridiculous. If it happens once, that's ridiculous. That's you can put it down. But 4 times, that is just unacceptable. And the 4th time when Segicic did, I know it was 2 Swanson, 2 Segicic, but the 2nd time when Segicic did it, I thought he was going to cry. It's just like, but rightly so. I was infuriated by that. But anyway, Connor Chaplin. We kind of talked about him and his trying too hard, and that's fine when he's in the final third, but he stitched us up rotten, didn't he, in that game? A couple of times. They're ball to Paul in the first half. We don't even know what he's doing. Don't know what he's doing there. And then he did the same thing in the second half. The one when they went clean through, that you can kind of understand, because that was a deflection off the defender. It's just clumsy, isn't it? But the Chaplin ones, he's just playing it into space, into no one, and putting them clean through. It's almost like back on the who was that player we got done for match fixing that played for us? Was it Sonko or Sonko or something like that? I just thought, hang on, it's like you're trying to throw the game. It's like so infuriating. Right, our wide players. I actually thought on the whole they didn't play too badly, but what they did is on occasions, both of them just played it a little bit too much at times, and then just lacked that little bit of quality. They'll be cutting inside, just taking that extra touch. Segicic, come on, stop trying to shoot from 30 yards every single time. We know what you're going to do. You're going to cut on your left foot, and you're going to try and get an angle for a shot. Try something different. Try going out on the right just once. Just the defender then doesn't know where you're going to go. But if you do the same thing every time, I feel at least Ali was switching it up a little bit. But he just there was occasion where he just now play the ball. Oh no, you want an extra touch? It's gone. We're now back down the other end.
Yeah,
just got to move it a little bit quicker.
That was the other thing I was going to say actually that you reminded me of, and it was Segicic and Chaplin, and I think Devlin was guilty of it once or twice, but Segicic and Chaplin at least twice or three times each. They've got the ball, they're in a good position, they've got a yard on their man, they want to take an extra touch, and it's that extra touch that the Preston defender then gets the boot in.
Yeah.
And whether that is, I mean, it's well played from the Preston team to get their foot in, at that crucial time. But I don't know how much of that is Preston defenders getting their foot in, or if it's our players just leaving it that fraction of a second too long, just wanting a little bit too much time. Just put it in.
I think it's the latter, Tolly, because I don't think the thing that really annoys me over the games such as like Birmingham where we got spanked and Bristol City where we got spanked. We played badly in those games. We deserved nothing from those games. But actually in this game we didn't play too badly. I thought we actually played okay. And it was the fine margins, just that little lack of quality at times or overplaying it that let us down. And I think decision making
is really poor. Especially really poor.
Yeah, it's just bizarre at times. Like Tolly said, the air shot, it happens, but again, it's just like get behind that. That's a goal all day long. Yeah. But then it's those little fine margins that we talk about quite often. But the little fine margins, there's those several ones going forward. And like I say, on the whole, I actually thought we played quite well, and I thought we deserved not just to get a point from the game. I thought we deserved to win the game. I thought we were by far the better team, but a long, long way. You look at the stats. The stats don't always tell the story of the game, but the stats in that one did tell the story of the game. We were by far the better team. But again, a little bit like Southampton, look at the chances. You'd probably say they were the better. They had the better, clearer chances. Yeah. But their goal, ridiculous. I can't understand how basic our defending was on their goal. Firstly, the ball out wide. Segicic lets it go out wide, doesn't follow it. Devlin then doesn't close it down. The ball's then played into the area. Dazelle doesn't follow his man. Free header. 16, 17 yards out, loops in. It's just such a poor goal to concede. I just think we actually played okay for the majority of it, and it's just those little things. But the final thing I've got to say on this game is when we were in the League One, we always moaned about how poor the refereeing was. We've gone up to the Championship, and one of the things we said is at least the refereeing will be of better quality. It's so not. It's so not. It's just so poor. And every week we talk about the quality of the refereeing. And the thing is, the reason being, the referee, I don't buy the whole there's a player in the way because you've got an assistant who can clearly see that instant. He must be able to see it. If he can't see it, what's he doing there? He shouldn't be in the game. That is a penalty all day long, and it's a red card all day long. And the reason why he doesn't give it is not because he doesn't think it's a penalty. He knows it's half an hour into the game. He has to send off a home defender. And that's why he bottles and gives a goal kick. Why are you giving a goal? How on earth is that a goal kick in a million years? If you think he got the ball, it's a corner. If you don't think he got the ball, it's a penalty and a red card. So therefore, which is it? If Segicic got the ball, it just infuriates me. And yeah, I don't know. It's just that's your job. Your job is to officiate these things. Your job is to make those big calls. And like people were saying, maybe that's why we should have VAR. We shouldn't have VAR because VAR makes mistakes. Just get people doing it right on the day, there and then. Just do your freaking job.
And on that, I just think there needs to be more rules as to what linesmen can flag for and what they're there to do. Because like we've seen a lot of the times, especially being where I sit at Fratton Park, I'm right in front of the linesman. And you'll get every 10 games, you'll get a linesman or assistant ref that will flag for a foul, or he'll flag for something 30 yards away. And you'll think, that's good. He's helping the ref out. But then the other 9 games, the linesman will just stand there and do nothing. And you're like, ref, can you not see that foul right in front of you? Help the ref out. And I think that's what fans shout out the most is that, they're shouting out, "You need to be helping your ref," or along those lines. The few swear words.
Excuse me, fellow. I think you need to be helping your referee.
But it's just, I just think, why are you not? And we had this last season with the Watford, where we conceded the penalty at Watford, where the linesman decided to get involved. And it's just like, why are you not helping the referee out there? Why are you not flagging or talking to him and saying, that's not a goal kick. That is either a corner or actually it's a penalty. But I don't know. It's just very strange. And it's the arrogance, I think, of the referees, a lot of them. Yeah. It's like waving people off. And it's just like, well.
And to give it a bit of balance.
Why have you come to that decision? What have you if I was a player, that's what I'd be saying to him. I'd be saying to him, how is it a goal kick then? What have you seen that's made that a goal kick? Why have you come to that decision?
Yeah, how on earth can it possibly be a goal kick? And just for a bit of balance, there was clearly against Burnley last year the clear Dazelle handball on the line, which again should have been a penalty, should have been a red card because he's handballed it on the line, and not just subtly, quite he almost caught it, didn't he? Like a goalkeeper in his midriff. So it's not. I appreciate it isn't just against us. We're not like these worries us and we've lost because of the referee. But that game, I think we were the better team in that game anyway. If we're playing against 10 players from the half-hour mark onwards, I can't see anything other than a Pompey win in that game. It's just, or worst case scenario, it's going to be a point, but it's certainly not going to be a defeat. And it's just so infuriating. We didn't help ourselves. We didn't create enough chances. We let ourselves down at times with a little bit of lack of quality. But overall, I thought we played all right. I thought we actually played well. And there's good signs, I think. Preston certainly didn't look like a side that were in the playoffs, did they?
No. But I think, again, it's another one of those teams. There seems to be a lot of teams at the minute that are having really bad runs. And even their fans were saying, we're awful. We're awful at the minute. And they've come away with 3 points and a clean sheet. So they're laughing, really, aren't they? Yeah. But there are a lot of teams out there at the minute that are just not great. And we need to be taking points off those. Yeah, or more points off those.
I'll try and let my heart rate go down a little bit now because
you've got a bit red, Mike.
Yeah.
It was only 3 days ago.
I know. I'm sure it'll come back if next time I see those highlights. Anyway, right. Transfer window has. Do you know what, an expression I didn't hear that often, thankfully, this year was slams shut. Because that's what the transfer window normally does after a month of being open, doesn't it? It normally slams shut all across the country. But transfer business, we got in. We know Adams and Ali have kind of been thrown into the first team, and obviously Adams very, very much is a part of the furniture already. I think Ali's done pretty well. Looks decent. Anderson is already injured, so there you go. Welcome to Pompey.
Yeah.
What do we think of the others who have come in? Brown, what did you think of his debut? Kind of what
I thought. Yeah, I thought he played all right. Settled in. I think. You know what I did think? On about half an hour, I suddenly realised that Colby Bishop wasn't on the pitch. So it can't have been that bad because I didn't realise. It completely passed me by for the first half an hour of the game. He showed a bit of promise, didn't he? I don't think he's going to go all out for his first game. Give him a bit of time to bed in. I think he'll be all right.
He hasn't played hugely, has he?
Yeah. I thought he did well. First 10, 15 minutes, he made a couple of runs down the channels onto balls, played over the top. It looked like he had a little bit of pace, and I thought, this is good. He's going to do something a bit different to Bishop. But then he sort of tailed off a bit. But like Tolly said, that could be expected. But I thought he did okay.
Yeah,
he did all right.
We spoke a little bit about Gustavo. Is it Caballero? Caballero. We'll find out how it's pronounced soon enough, won't we? I thought he looked okay. Actually, I thought he looked a little bit kind of saying about him, and that's like Tolly said, that shot he did hit. He certainly got behind that. Certainly had a bit of venom on that. I think he seems to give us more of a natural width rather than Segicic out there. I wouldn't be too disappointed to see him start the next game and maybe Segicic moved inside in place of Chaplin for a little bit, perhaps. I know. I know. Who else do we have?
The other guy that came on, Elise.
Oh yes, yeah. He played a left back, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he was a centre back.
He got booked, didn't he?
Yeah, first thing he did.
Yeah.
He looked all right though. Again, some good touches.
I
think
he looked
good cover.
Yeah. Seemed energetic, didn't he?
Yeah.
Seemed a bit lively. We'll soon slap that out of him.
He looked like he'd be quite keen to get down that left wing and do a bit of support Ali, overlap Ali a bit, and get his left foot around some crosses. I think he'll be, I think he'll be good support for that.
Is he actually a left back then? Is that his position?
I think
I wasn't sure whether they just didn't want to change the centre back pairing and just wanted it to be like almost. I remember back in the day when Redknapp played 4 centre backs across the back 4, when Ariane Zhu was playing as left back, and I can't remember if we had right back, probably Limboy, I think. I just thought maybe he was trying to. I don't know what he's doing, really. Just wanted fresh legs on. Because Swanson wasn't having the best game, was he?
No. So I've just thought of something else on that referee. There was a couple of really easy yellow cards for Preston, which he didn't give. I think there was the one with the guy with the right back, and then their striker that came on.
Yeah,
Smith Pompey, and he fouled someone in the Paul, wasn't it? Was it Paul when he just? I can't remember who it was. It was sort of in the middle of the pitch, and it was when the player was running away from him, Dazelle or someone like that. I can't remember. And he just sort of tipped him up, and it's just and the referee did book him for it, and it was just like I thought they're just easy yellow cards. They're just yeah,
absolutely. And then there was also a situation. I think McCann was the first one for them to get booked, and he could have been booked 2 or 3 times before that. I thought there was a couple of occasions. And worst case scenario, it should have been the old totting up when they do that scenario. Just just make it clear that this is
point anywhere on the pitch, don't they?
But he'd done 3 or 4 fouls, of which a couple of them I think could have been yellows on their own, and then he eventually got a yellow. It's again, it's just poor officiating, isn't it? It's kind of
sorry, do carry on.
So we had Lisa, and then also you got Jojo. You got Jojo, who is keen to play at Farnham Park. I saw a video on him, and it's difficult on videos, isn't it, to understand the level, because you don't really know the level of the opposition. He looked okay. He looked fairly commanding in the air. He looked quite composed on the ground. One thing I didn't like is he loves a sliding tackle, and he seemed to do it at any opportunity. He seemed to go to ground, even quite often in his own penalty area, which is a little bit risky in the speed of which the Championship is played at. But
it doesn't matter, because the ref won't give it, will he? Doesn't matter. Yeah,
maybe when it's against us. But yeah, he looks okay. He's a young lad, and he's another one for the future.
Yeah,
huge, about 6'5" or something.
Get back, Jojo. They're gonna shout at all the every time we concede a corner, isn't it?
Yeah, get back. Yes, indeed. So disappointing defeat, I think, and we've now got a run of 4 or 3 out of the next 4 are away from home. But they're against teams that we want to be really kind of drawing back down with us, don't we? Charlton are one of them. Hull, I think, are another. Hull, obviously, are not drawing back down, but Sheffield United at home, and I forget who the other one is, but
Millwall away.
Millwall
away.
Tough.
That'll be a tricky one. But I think we're playing better, aren't we? I think we're playing better the last few games.
Yeah, I think we are. It's not like you say. There was a few just it was just annoying, wasn't it? And it wasn't annoying because we were playing shit. It was annoying because of just little errors that are really, really easy to not do again.
Yeah.
No, it is.
Yeah, hopefully it's good signs. It's positive signs that we'll be okay. I think the fact that Leicester have now been dragged into it. If you look at the form of the teams below us, Even though who was it who won the other day? Blackburn won the other day, and then they lost at the weekend. If you look at the form of those teams, including Leicester, they're all kind of like 1 win in 6, 4 defeats, or 3 defeats in 6 for all of them. I'd say Oxford are really poor. West Brom and Blackburn, you think, from a history point of view, you'd think that maybe they'd have enough to get out of it, but I don't know. And Leicester don't have a manager at the moment. Blackburn don't have a manager at the moment. So
where's Will Still's just been? He's just.
It's not Will Still, is it? It's his brother.
Is it?
I think. Yeah, it's his slightly older brother who's about 14 or something. Can't remember his name.
Edward Still at Watford.
Oh, Edward, that's it. Yeah. Yes, he'll be there for 6 weeks or so, won't he? It's always a short-term employment at Watford, isn't it?
But don't forget that we do have 2 games in hand, which is basically just 6 points, isn't it?
That's it.
That's how it works.
Yeah, it is exactly how it works. I mean, we always win 2 games in a row, don't we?
And the 2 games are Ipswich and Charlton away, and we got quite a good record away at Charlton, I think.
Yes,
recently, didn't we?
Yeah.
And Ipswich, they're a walkover, pretty much, easy peasy.
Yeah,
on the plus side, and I know Tolly likes to refer to last season's stats, but this time last year, on 30 games last year, we had 30 points. We're on 28 with 33 points. So we are ahead of the curve. I think this season the league is better, but we'll see. What did you think of Mousinho's comments about we need to start spending? Well, actually, he didn't say we need to start spending 2 to 3 million. Somebody suggested, should we be buying players in the 2 to 3 million mark? And he said, yeah, I think that's not unreasonable, or something along those lines. The headline was, Mousinho says we should be buying £2 to £3 million players. He seemed quite frustrated that hadn't really materialised this season, is how I read it.
I think you have to, don't you? I think it depends what you want to do. If you want to challenge, then, or if you want to be sort of top half, then you're going to have to start spending 2 million, 3 million on a player. If you want to carry on struggling and just beating relegation each year, then you'll get loans and cheap players in.
I guess obviously one thing that none of us know is what bids were put in for those players that we didn't end up signing, and how we got beaten to those players. And I suspect at least 1 or 2 of those would have been in the £2-3 million mark.
Yeah. I don't think we were beaten to them, were we? We from what I understand is that they are still at the clubs. I think it's reported that, not reported, it's suggested that it's Ingleson of Sheffield Wednesday and the Dundee defender. Apparently the fee kept going up. The fee was agreed, but then it went up, and then it was agreed again, and then it went up. So Pompey, and I think rightly so, you've got to pull out. They're taking the mick, aren't they? Ultimately, if you agree a fee, you agree a fee. You don't then suddenly, because the Dundee player apparently was at the airport ready to go for a medical on deadline day. So, it seems there's something in there, but I don't know. But I think the thing is, what you've got to look at as well is the landscape that you're in. And when Birmingham and Wrexham come up, and even when Charlton spent £10 million in the summer, you know what I mean? It changes the landscape. If you were previously looking at players who were, I don't know, 500 grand, now that Wrexham and Birmingham and Charlton are spending money, suddenly those 500 grand players maybe are they're only worth what someone's prepared to pay for them, aren't they? So maybe they are now £1.5 million, £2 million for the same sort of player, same level of player.
But you never really know, do you?
No. And you look at Birmingham's a good example. Birmingham spent 30-ish million, maybe 40 million in the summer, and they're 16th, 15th, 16th,
10th.
And they're 10th. Okay, yeah, we're still 10th, though, isn't it? It's still
15, 16.
Yeah, okay.
They're only two points off the playoffs.
That Wrexham, where are they these days? Oh,
they're just off.
Player. Shouldn't even be allowed, should it? Shouldn't be allowed.
Shouldn't be. No, Wrexham in the Premier League.
Oh God.
Anyway, it would be. So, gents, anything to add? Anything more?
I don't think so.
I think we're done.
I think maybe we should. We didn't predict, did we, for the Preston game? No, and all the Ipswich game that never happened. We didn't do a prediction. Normally, we do a prediction.
Coming up, don't we? Who is the next game?
Sheffield United, didn't we? Sheffield United, is it?
Is that next up?
Yeah.
I think also in my absence last week, you failed to mention that I predicted the West Brom score bang on.
Oh, you did, and a couple of people mentioned that actually in the comments.
Yeah,
they did.
So that's my one prediction of the season that's correct.
Well done.
Well, let's see if you can add to it. Sheffield United at home.
2-0. Pompey.
2-0. Pompey.
2-0. They were losing to Middlesbrough last time we looked, but
yeah, they still is.
They still is.
2-0
now. 2-0.
Okay. I would say home win.
Yeah.
Just purely because Sheffield United aren't the team they were last year. I know they tonked us, didn't they? What was it, 3-0 when we played them? And it was the start of them coming back to form. And they looked all right. They've got a lot of the same players that they had last season. But I think us being at home, I think we'll get a win.
I'm gonna put one out there and say that the next 3 games after that is going to be 1-0 to Pompey.
What, every single game?
Yep.
All right, you're an idiot.
Charlton, Millwall, and Wrexham. We're going to beat them all 1-0.
Stick some money on that then.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here first because nobody else is going to be saying that.
You wait. Yeah. You wait till the 79th minute against Wrexham when it's 0-0 and we've won the previous 2 games 1-0.
Dan, did you know that Tolly was doing those Facebook things? You know the Facebook ones where you go, do you want guarantee 10 bet sequence? Put your £1 on, 10 grand. Yeah. Tolly started doing one of those.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. So you think we're not going to concede a goal in the next 4 games?
No.
That's possibly the only believable part because our defence has been a lot better, but we still got to score up the other end, Tolly.
Yeah, you've got to have a bit of hope, haven't you?
Yeah, a bit of faith. Okay, I'm going home win against Sheffield United, and I think we might get something from Charlton, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I think. Okay, lads, you need to think of a 3% word, and if you're not familiar with what 3%. The 3% club is. The 3% club is if you're still watching this after 30 odd minutes of us rambling on about Portsmouth's defeat against Preston, then fair play to you. You've done more than 97% of the rest of our audience. Please consider subscribing to our channel and sharing it amongst your
peers.
Your peers. Yes, your peers. We'll be back for a review of that Sheffield United game next week. But in the meantime, the 3% word to add into the comments is, seen as a week on Saturday is Valentine's Day. What about Valentine's or Valentine?
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Valentine.
Let's go with that. Valentine. Okay, so if you can get that into the comments, that would be lovely. If not, you could just put. Here's another thing. Tell us whether you agree with Tolly's predictions of the next 4 games are going to be all wins for Pompey without conceding a goal. Put yes, Tolly's right, or no, Tolly's an idiot in the comments.
And also, if you want us to do any Valentine's requests, like if you want us to call up your partner and tell them how much you love them, then we'll do that for a small fee.
Like those cameo things.
Yeah.
Hello,
your missus will be so pleased. I haven't got you anything this year, but I have got you something from the Pompey pod.
Mike does a great gorillagram.
Yeah. Deary me. Oh, yeah. So, get your requests in. Anyway, that's been it for the Pompey pod for this week. I think we best conclude. Play out, Pompey. Goodbye.
Bye.
Hey!